trying to get the cat to stop marking the table that the iPad's sitting on so he doesn't knock it off. All right. Well, it's Monday. Now he's going to roll over on his back and grab my hand and make this really difficult for me to do. I have work to do. All right. You're a good boy. Good morning, beloveds. Cat is being distracting. All right. It is March 4th. Our title is Deeds, Not Results. Our author is Eva Bell Werber, and this is from Quiet Talks with the Master from 1936. All right. Let us talk quietly for a few minutes. You are coming to see how I am guiding and directing you every moment of your day. I am sending to you those who desire your help. Do not look beyond the moment of helping or try to see the result that is in the hands of your God. It might give you joy to see the awakening and full flower of your work, and in time it shall be so. But now you are able to work in faith. It is one of the ways to grow and part of the divine plans for you. As I see you are ready, I shall from time to time lift the veil and give you the greatest joy known, the joy of seeing the fulfillment of your work in my service. Go now, not seeking to see the results, but to do the deeds, and ever shall you be guided to those who need a word of help and cheer. You are blessed to be chosen an instrument in my creative service. Well, that needs to be read to every single practitioner when we have the conversation about not asking the results of our treatment. It is one of the things when you go through practitioner treatment, or when you go through practitioner training, one of the things that you are told is that you do not get to ask, hey, how'd my treatment work out for you? Because it reduces confidence in your treatment if you're having to ask. So we don't ask. And we're always happy to hear the results, but people are under no obligation to tell us. And so oftentimes if somebody comes up to another practitioner and says, hey, so-and-so treated for me and this is what happened, then we'll do one of two things. We'll say, well, did you tell so-and-so? Or we'll go tell so-and-so, hey, so-and-so told me that, the treatment that you did for them, this is what happened. Because we don't get to ask. And it's reasonable. It lessens their confidence in the treatment. It lessens our confidence in the treatment if we have to ask. We just know the best, and then, let you take on what you're willing to accept from the treatment that we do for you. As I said on Sunday, we don't create the truth. All we do is reveal the truth. So we are not healing you, but we are creating the space where you can heal yourself. We are helping to create the space where you can do that by reminding you of who you are and whose you are and whose power is flowing through you. And that's what she's talking about. And a couple of weeks ago, Reverend Jesse reminded us, it may have been more than a couple of weeks, Reverend Jesse reminded us, everybody's a practitioner. Whether we're licensed or not, everybody's a practitioner. We're all using these principles. We're all using this power. Some of us are just doing it more consciously than others. And so it is important to focus on the client in front of us or the person in front of us who has asked us for help. Emma Curtis Hopkins has said that, it's like nobody's going to come to you that you can't help. Now, sometimes when somebody comes to you, you're not meant to do anything more than direct them to someone else or direct them to another resource. You may not be the one who actually, and I hesitate to say fixes their problem. It's not, that's not who you are. It may not be, your job. You may be the one to do the treatment, or they may come to you and say, hey, I need this. And you say, well, I don't have that, but I know that this person does. So let me contact this person, or let me give you this person's contact information, And I do that all day long in my job. People come in and they ask me questions, and I'm like, okay, so here, you know what? We don't do that, but let me suggest this person who does do that. We don't do blood work, but we know people who do. We don't do chiropractic, but we know people who do. We don't do acupuncture, but we know people who do. So sometimes it's like every person that comes to you, you can help them in some way. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is just listen. People just need to be heard. Sometimes you can just say, it's gonna be okay. You're okay. It's gonna be okay. As Ernest says, people are dying to hear that they're okay. So nobody is ever going to show up in your life that you can't help in some way. But it is never your job to fix people. Okay? Not your job. It is not your job. But there are things that you can do to support them while they fix themselves. So, yeah. Okay. These not results. Focus on the work, not the end results. The end results will be what they'll be. And that, in the long run, especially when treating for other people, that's not in your hands. Not in your hands at all. Whether you're a professional, a licensed and fully trained practitioner, or just, a general practitioner who's doing it because it's what you want to do. So, all right. Oh, yeah. Focus on the actual results. That's between the person that you're treating for and God. And that's what you have to remember. You always have to remember that whatever it is, it's always between the person who you are treating and God. That's where the results are. And that's why we don't ask. If they want us to know, they'll tell us, and if they don't, it's not our business. We have done our part of the job by treating ourselves to know the highest and best for them. So, all right, focus on deeds, not results. I was wondering where she was going to go with that. I was like, yeah. Every practitioner needs to hear that. Every practitioner needs to hear that. So, all right. And you know what? You are blessed to be chosen as an instrument in my creative service. We don't always feel that, but it's a good reminder. Any of us with the practitioner license, we chose that. We chose to do this work. So, go now, not seeking to see the results, but do the deeds, and ever shall you be guided to those who need a word of help and cheer. As I see you ready, I shall from time to time lift the veil and give you the greatest joy known, the joy of seeing the fulfillment of your work in my service. We do occasionally get that. So, what is the mission today? Should we choose to accept it? I guess it's to rejoice in being chosen as an instrument. I rejoice in being chosen as an instrument in the creative service of Spirit. Whether you are a licensed, fully trained practitioner or, just a regular person walking the street, you are still chosen. You are still a chosen instrument in the creative service of Spirit. So, and everybody's service looks different, and that's the amazing part. So that is the mission. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all the things. In the end, that's the goal. That everything that you do is loving, kind, and compassionate. I believe that the essence of us is love, kindness, and compassion. And this spiritual practice of self-care is to remind us of that. It is also to remind us we cannot pour from an empty cup. We do need to take care of ourselves first. If we are going to be helpful to people, we have to take care of ourselves first. So there is that, okay? What does it look like? Take a deep breath before you speak. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Literally, go take a nap, take a walk. I did not take a nap on Saturday. I had too much to do, but boy, I took one on Sunday. I took a good nap on Sunday. I took a longer nap than I intended to on Sunday. So, yeah, there is that. So, take a nap, take a break, go do something else for a while. You know, walk away from something. Eat dessert first. That's another one of mine. But eat dessert first. One, chocolate is the first step to fixing everything, in my opinion. So sometimes, if you need that piece of chocolate, you go get that piece of chocolate, and then you deal with it. But it also means don't save the good stuff, okay? Frequently, we have fancy dishes and fancy clothes, and we just don't. Okay, well, what are we saving them for? What are we saving them for? One of my favorite reminders of that is a friend of mine went to lunch with another friend of hers, and that friend pulled out the fancy china, and she was like, "What's happening here?" Well, what happened is her husband had passed, and she said, "Since my husband has passed, I have decided to make every meal special." And so she uses her fancy dishware for regular meals. You know, if you don't want to do that, I get it, because sometimes that can be hairy to wash, but use it a little more often than you do. Pull it out of the cabinet where it's gathering dust, and take an ordinary Tuesday and make an ordinary Tuesday extraordinary. So, all right. What was I about to say? I don't know. But I'm going to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. So please make room for joy. All right? And my brain just shorted out. The rest of the suggestions. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. We're in that kind of spring area right now, and so we just need to, wash the pollen down. So your brain works better, your body works better, your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Get that early in your morning bright light. There is no light. We've got a 30% chance of rain all day, and it just rained for like 7 minutes. Fortunately, we did get the walk in, just no sun. So if you can't get sunlight early in your day, then artificial light will work too. If you need more support than you're getting from the artificial light to help reset those circadian rhythms, Google sun lamp or seasonal effects disorder light. That will help you, and don't spend a lot of money on it, okay? They shouldn't be expensive. That will help you to reset those circadian rhythms. Because they say, according to science, 7 and 9 in the morning is the best time for sunlight. After that, So, artificial light will work too. All right, and then there's this Ernest Holmes quote that I really, really like. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. What does that mean to me? 2 things. It's all God. It is all God, okay? Occasionally we need to stop and think, you know what? Everything around me, including the chair I'm sitting in, that's all God's stuff. So, really? But the other thing that it reminds me is that heaven is not a locality. It is not a place that we have to get to, okay? It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Once we accept that, then any place can become heaven. And it moves from a state of grace to a superpower. So, who would want to have any place that there be heaven, okay? Learn to create the state of mind. One of the best ways to get started on that, Emma Curtis Hopkins, look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. All right? That is one of the best ways to get started on that heavenly mindset. And there's lots of other ways to do it. So, we teach a bunch of classes that can help with that. I think I have an eyelash in my eye. It's driving me crazy, so I keep rubbing it, so I apologize. All right, let's see. That's all of those suggestions. So I guess I'm at the social media part, where I remind you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I commend them to you. I realized that I forgot to move the comments from Facebook to YouTube last night, so I'm going to do that today. And I did put my talk from yesterday and last Sunday on both YouTube channels. So if you go to the Creative Life Spiritual Center, you'll get the meditation and the closing prayer and all that. If you just want to hear what I said, you can go to to the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel and look for Sunday or Wednesday talks. So, and you can see what I was talking about, because I was talking about self-esteem and humility. So, last week I had the privilege of kicking off the series. I'm kind of excited. I had a good time. And people told me I did a good talk, so feel free to go check it out. All right, if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That will put you on the constant contact. And yeah, hang on. Train of thought there. Constant contact. Yep. You get one email a week. Yeah. Okay, I need to wrap this up. I got other things on my brain, apparently. Constant contact. Email info@creativelife.org. There we go. All right, now I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day. Let's kick this week off day. A good week. I'm losing my words day. A silly day, a laughter day, dance in the rain day if you get any, a good day if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds. Whew. You are a beloved expression of the divine. I need to change up I think I've gotten too deep into the script, and now it's not a groove anymore, it's a rut. So I'm going to remind you, you're a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion, you are God in action. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Yep, I'm just going to dump my script and start over again. I think it's gotten too ruddy. You know the difference between a rut and a groove, right? Well, I'm stuck, so I will work on that. So here's where I remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. I will see you next time.